So, hello everyone, here's Michi Hoyer and here's the New Year's drive on rFactor 2 on the Formula Simracing server.net number 3 around Enzo Edino Ferrari, around Imola in the GP3 series. So it's Formula Simracing Winter Series to come up starting in the 6th of January. So we get some further practice on and yeah, I'm slightly getting feeling better after all sickness and illness has creeped in. It's now happily starting to creep out again. So I told a few of people that I'm going to do some live testing tonight. So I expect the server to be quite crowded during our racing here. Podsisk, especially, who's here on the server, also runs his league with a GP3 series car, so he's familiar with that. As Bojan Bogdanov, my teammate from the ACR Driving Academy, is already on the server. And from our session yesterday or day before yesterday, we are going onwards, as I'm happy to try something else today. As we quickly restart the weekend to get the fresh session on. That's great. As I said, I want to start testing something else, which is this. So actually someone made a new overlay for rFactor 2 here. Oops. There you go. Exiting pit on the red. Now I can go. So I'm not used to go out of the garage right in the beginning of a session. So hence why we go around. Get a little bit into the drive of rFactor 2 again after a lot of iRacing has gone on yesterday. And then I will serve my stop and go penalty before then starting proper testing, and especially before starting proper testing here with that new overlay, with that new HUD. Since this is rFactor 2 in DX11 only now, so it's the latest build of the sim. I'm definitely looking forward to have more plugins being dialed in for this DX11 version. One thing that's definitely a lot better is the current LCD screen in the bottom right. It's more cleaned up, and especially the readings here are more clearly to me. Now it's easily understandable what kind of number is the number for tire wear and what kind of number is the number for tire temperature. Other than that, it's just the numbers being some sort of new. As we creep into the pits again to serve our stop and go penalty. There you go. Yeah, okay. I forgot to switch off tires and stuff. So, everyone again, welcome on my stream today. Happy New Year to everyone, and thank you for the massive support throughout the year. In the bottom line you can see some kind of counter on some kind of working bar, which has reached already over 100%, so that's our 2017 subscriber goal that has been reached in perfect manner, I have to say. So it even exceeds and exceeded my expectations, which is great. So I love the support of you guys being here, watching me on the stream, talking to me, giving different thoughts, giving different opinions, giving help on the set, and giving me definitely some time to enjoy. As the track is incredibly green, so I'm not sure whether we're gonna see as fast times as day before yesterday. Since I think there was quite a build, some rubber build up already there. Nevertheless, that means we can now have some tries in doing long runs and see about the car balance throughout the stint. If I'm not mistaken, race formats will be 30 minutes races. At least that's currently the setting of the server. As I'm still trying to get used a bit to the new layout of chats and everything. And I'm not too sure whether this car has DRS or not. I do think it has no DRS, despite the display in the bottom line says it below the speed as soon as I'm in the design DRS zone. So, while still getting into the mood of driving on rFactor 2 here, a few words to this HUD. So it covers the basic information really. What I particularly like about it is the way fuel load, fuel consumption and remaining fuel is being displayed. So it's literally everything you want to know. The amount you carry with you, the amount you use per lap, and the amount of laps this fuel is gonna last for you. I still need to get the braking right for that corner. Oh, I didn't know about that, Podsisk, so maybe I'm in the wrong car then, because I think this is the GP3 series 2016-17. So maybe I have to look for a different car then. Or need to see what kind of series is going to be used for us. For our series. And there you go, Dylan Scrivens already answered that question. So Winter Series is being driven with a 2016 spec car which has no DRS. And in the top you can now see a very interesting feature called the Delta Best being trimmed down to thousandths of a second. So unlike the layout I was using in DX9, you can see exactly what's going on there, which is great. So that's definitely an enhanced feature to me, especially when working on setups or when driving different driving lines around combination of corners. That's a very useful feature to me. So this is really great stuff being produced there. As you can see, the running time in the bottom right of the screen, and when I say screen I just mean of the HUD system, which shows the sector splits here as well. So currently running time, then I think the purple time of the session, and the time below that seems to be the personal best lap time. So since I'm currently first, I can only guess. It's really the first time I use this plugin here. As you can see, we had a better exit out the final corner, making the delta even more huge, even more to the green. And there you go, new personal best. So it also shows that your personal best, your the lap time you did last lap around, and that remains for some 15 seconds after you cross the line. That's great. So it's really well designed for usage in rFactor 2. I think it has 3 or 4 different layouts. I think it's 3. So all the thing that's now in my cockpit could be displayed at the top, surrounding the center mirror. So there's a lot of design stuff going on with that tool. What else is interesting on that tool? I think the weather plugin, or the weather information part, explains itself. Then below that, that's the remaining time in the session. That's a little bit more over 2 hours. It's just displayed in minutes, which is alright to me. Interestingly, I think that counter, which shows a gap to the next car around, is a bit useless for the practice, since I just overtook Potsisk now, and it now shows that he's 3 laps down. But here in practice, I just think he did 3 laps less than I did. So you probably don't want to use that in practice, as I think it tries to tell you something about relative gaps, like iRacing has. Lap count, position count, I think that's quite obvious, and that's about it. All the other information you may want to need, whoops, there you go, that was a stupid mistake, can still be found here in that display. As you now also can see, Bojan Bogdanov has set a 131.6, so that's a second faster than I did, and now you see my personal best still remaining 132.666 over that little drive we had. So definitely gonna be interesting to see this overlay working in in the race then. As we're trying to focus a little bit more on race trim today, so if we think about the fact that we might want to do a 30 lap race without a single stop, that means a 30-minute race is a race of 1,800 seconds, and with a race lap to take a good 93 or 94 seconds in average. Just get yourself a little bit of safety margin. That's at least 20 laps of the race. So looking at the fuel, 20 times 2.3, if that is correct. Probably need to do a good lap of full throttle to really see the fuel usage. And I do have that brake bias already quite a bit to the front, but it seems not being enough yet. Well, this car is very twitchy on the braking, which probably needs to be fixed by setup still. I think it's quite hard to set this car up, really. And as you want to join the party, it's formulasimracing.net number 3. That's the server in rFactor 2 here we're currently racing on. As I'm now trying to go for a fast lap for once and see where we can sort in ourselves. We got yellow flag somewhere ahead, and so that's gone. Nah. I'm still struggling a lot. Nah. Ran too wide on the final corner, losing about 2/10 towards the line, I think. There you go. So still a lot of time to find, especially around sector 1. As Bojan gives way, thank you very much there. Tiny bit of oversteer. Lost a lot of time in the braking zone there. That's really difficult to completely nail a lap to me. Had a better exit out of the chicane. Better exit out of the final corner. And then I think we're gonna take the lead for now. Yeah, doing a 131.4. Still some time to gain. Looks good so far. That chicane is really a real pain sometimes. So I need to really work further on the set, and I'm now trying to approach it in a different philosophy than yesterday. With this lap only being marginally faster than the lap before, so I'm still thinking about really what I want to change. There you go. Was a bit out braking myself, but yesterday or the day before yesterday, we went towards putting the car into an aerodynamical balance or imbalance, however you want to see it. So you see quite a weird setting here on the front wing. However, I do think we could also make the rear a bit stiffer so it turns more. Same about the spring rate here. Because I do really think that this car aerodynamically lacks some performance. So now the car should still turn the same amount around corners. So with a stiffer rear, I definitely should be able to still make the car rotate around the corners. Let's see if that works. I need the brake bias a bit more to the front still. So the car does not spin too hard on the entry, since now there's more downforce in the back. And here the snap oversteer moment on the entry is gone as well, so I hope for better braking stability around here too. It's not really the case. But I think that's the nature of the corner itself there. As yeah, server's gonna get a bit crowded now, and I know it's New Year's Day and probably some of you guys have already other things on plan. Let's see if we can go faster without setting. So the car is a lot more rotating on the high speed, which is really to my liking, and you can see that in the time as well. Great exit out of the hairpin here. Also a nice spin up through there. I'm still gaining on the time there. Great run through the chicane, I have to say. And looks like we're gonna dive into the 30s already. Great stuff there. Final two corners were really good. They're coming in at 130.6 presumably. Close, 130.719. So definitely an improvement. And I still think there could be even more rotation into the car by setup. Oops. But I think it's really a good approach, and I do also think working about the dampers could be the next point. So getting it really soft in the bump and strong in the rebound should help me get that bouncing out of the car. Let's see where this A or B go. Ooh, A or Bs can be quite stiff. So let's see, keeping the A or Bs to a close level where they were before, if that helps us. I'm not sure about if there's any live timing currently. There should be towards the start of the Winter Series at least. So, oops, as you said, cult of Raven on raceview.nl. You should find a live timing service for the Formula Simracing server. Could be the case that it is not listed there currently. So probably I have to talk to Formula Simracing President Christopher Cobb. What's gonna be the plan on there? As I now think the car is a bit too unsettled in the back. So maybe the setting of ARB was not a perfect call. But we clearly gonna see. I'm particularly interested whether this bouncing and jumping around in that chicane has somewhat vanished. Nah, not really. I mean, you can't go over there just fluently, and that's not the case either. Because track surface is quite bumpy at that point. As I think I already forgot changing brake bias again. There you go. Hey Robert. Well, you can hear it in my voice. I'm still having a little bit of sickness. But I'm considerably feeling better than yesterday, which is great. And I'm now trying to work on the setup here on that car, and I think you will be particularly interested in that setup because finally here in rFactor 2 there are exact values to be used on the dampers, so you can have a straightforward look into it. What you actually have to do, Danielle, is click subscribe on the GP3 series mod and then restart your rFactor 2 launcher, and then it should automatically download the subscribed content. Just try to do that once, otherwise I would propose to check your in-game file integrity. Sometimes there's missing something there as well. So Robert, since you're here on the stream, what would you do in order to get rid of the bouncing and jumping car in that chicane on the back straight? Anything you could think of there? As I'm gonna quickly show you the set next time around in the pit. And then you get some 1 minute to give your thoughts. Too bad with that slide there. Oops, now I broke myself, so that lap is for trash anyway. So Robert, here you can go. That's my current screen of my suspension. It's more on landing, I have to say. So I can quickly go out, do an outlap, and then you see what the problem is on that chicane. Because I have to admit I do have a general knowledge about setup and some minor knowledge on dampers, but it's the dampers where I really lack the knowledge. And I'm happy to have Robert here, who has some great knowledge on setup stuff in general, and even more great knowledge on dampers. So Robert, here you go. Here comes the chicane. It's especially the exit. There's some kind of elevation change. As this year's Formula Simracing champion Mohammed Patel has joined into the server. A quick greeting to him. As I see, you are missing the line of chat when typing something. Oh no, it's in the middle. There you go. So, with Patel being here in the server, and for me the suspension quite feels extremely rigid, like it's bumping up and down over the straight sometimes. I do not think that I have done the right thing here. Quickly gonna fix brake bias, more towards my liking. Yeah, it is the version from 2014, and yeah, I'm not too much of a fan of that version either. but nevertheless there should be something doable towards that issue still. So, being behind Cameron Roger, another official of Formula Sim Racing's administration people. So let's see, what about racing in that car? Yeah, you're kinda right, Cooled. It's just massively annoying. That's very true. And I think I took the turning possibility away a bit of the car for some reason. Hey Andre, thank you for joining me here in the stream. Hope you have some time to enjoy. As I still have tiny bit too low tire temperatures, so I think it's just the third lap or something that's really gonna give best performance out of the tires there. So some more weaving maybe. Oh, this bouncing out of that chicane is really annoying to me. So, everyone here, thank you very much for your support throughout the 2017 year. In the downside of the screen you can see my personal goal I set myself towards the end of the year in terms of subscriptions, and I fairly exceeded that. And this is all thanks to you guys following me around the globe, and I really appreciate it, as I'm still fighting that car into turn 1, trying to find a marker to really brake on. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys being around so frequently and keeping me busy on the chat. That's great stuff, really. I would like to have a little bit more turning car while braking. Move brake bias to the back. This lap is for trash anyway. So really guys, I would be happy to see your resolutions for 2018. So what's your plans, what's your hopes, and what's your main targets to achieve in 2018? As I definitely wanna grow even further with you guys, keep you more entertained, keep more stuff doing on iRacing, doing on Formula Sim Racing, and especially I'm looking forward for the big competitions coming up this year. as I do think world fastest gamer for McLaren's gonna be on again. Oh, for God's sake. So, quick look back. No traffic. Yeah, really looking forward to some more competition. Really looking forward in giving you guys more entertainment. Support the Sim Pit actively there. And yeah, I think by the middle of the year, so June, end of June 2018, I want to have reached 1,000 subscriptions to enable super chat for you guys, or to enable even more interactivity on my stream. So that's one of my main targets, and I hope you guys carry on with me here and support me reaching that. The support I got lately in the past few months of you guys is really great, and keeps me really warm-hearted, and really means a lot to me to be able to get something online for you that you guys enjoy. And I'm really happy and really proud of that. As I finally want to improve again. Nope. Not enough turning on the wheel. So what else can be done to that setup there? Taking away a click on the front wing again. My opinion, I need a little bit more travel range in the front so that the suspension can make more work. So, and I do think at some point I'm gonna ask the people in here whether we do a race and have some fun together. As I now think I made the car even worse in balance. But let's see until tires are warmed up. Also have a look on dirty and slipstream. Interesting stuff, Robert. Whatever you do in your office, you have a cup of coffee. So that's definitely same mentality on that side. Nevertheless, I'm gonna try again, push forward that lap time. I'm gonna join Discord in the hope that my rFactor 2 doesn't crash. There you go. And then we're gonna do some setup guiding for you guys and some setup talks. Or Robert, if you want, you can keep the chat busy as well. It's totally up to you there.
Those are 131.10.
Oh, for crying out loud, I'm keep doing tiny mistakes around that thing. Cliff, your setup is not that bad if you did a 130.9. So let's see if I can get up Discord. Where it is. There you go. Yeah, and I expected that to be the case. There you go. So, Robert, can't find you here in Steam. There you go. I'm just entering that stuff and hope you can hear me. If you are around already.
Okay.
So that works.
Hello everyone.
Hey Robert, thanks for joining me in here. So, some kind of activity like yesterday would be great.
Sure.
Yesterday, Robert was already on the stream, and that time in the Porsche 911, he did literally the same like now. Joining in, telling me something about dampers and settings and what to do in order to fix the car. So we're gonna do exactly the same again, just on a different type of car.
Yep. At least we'll try. Okay, so let's start with what's the weight distribution on this car, because that's essential
It's
for us
fully
to
towards the
progress.
back currently. So 44.0 to 56.0.
Okay. Ooh, car really has some nice high caster. Surprised. What's in advanced? What can be adjusted?
That's camber, compound, obviously tire pressure, brake stuff.
Okay. Okay, so let's go back to suspension. When I was watching you, what really caught my eye was how chaotic it got on landing, and that means that it has some inconsistency in releasing the spring from compression. So that means that it releases from compression too quickly. And as you can see in your rear damper velocities for fast bump and fast rebound,
Yeah.
your fast bump has bigger
Yeah.
force to compress the damper, while the rebound has softer, which shouldn't be like this. Therefore, this is creating your really,
Do you
which
see that
is
stuff?
quite, yeah, it is unfortunately, to have it fixed, we have to sort of change slow bump and slow rebound.
Yeah.
Might mess up your balance, but if you want a car that is really stable on curbs, then there is no other way. If we have dampers like this, some series don't use four-way dampers, so that's naturally quite disadvantageous for us.
Yeah. So I would just like to try it out, how it feels with other dampers. So there you go.
Yeah, also people need to remember that damper is strongly connected to spring rate. So sometimes to fix a damper, you need to change the spring rate rather than mess with damper velocities, which is sometimes confusing for some people. But I've done it a lot of times, and sometimes even one click on spring rate can totally magically fix damper velocities. So right now, what I would do is going quite a bit lower on slow bump to bring that fast bump with it down, and see how the car reacts to this
I actually need to stiffen the slow bump in order to reduce the fast bump.
Ooh, okay.
It works the opposite
this is
direction.
Okay, okay, I know what's going on. This is a really rare kind of damper, which really always messes with my mind because I need to always remember that it goes the other way around. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, if that's the case, then we then go higher until it gets to 3,200 or more or less on fast bump.
Mm-hmm. Alright. And on a slow rebound.
Okay, and try this.
Okay.
Just try this. Let's not do too much at once and see what's happening. Hello, Pocisk.
Don't crash.
I'm a little bit behind you, so I don't see what's going on.
No worries.
Oh, now I see. Oh, nearly held it.
I think I need to do some more laps. And I think this is the point where you are missing some kind of button to reset yourself on the track just the corner before.
Some games have that. Unfortunately, we don't.
Hey Buddha, thank you very much. I'm feeling a little bit better towards today. Not as good as I would feel with being full healthy. But it could be worse. Well, it was worse the other days, so I'm fine. Thanks for asking though. So, with that dumper setting I got a lot more understeer in the car. That's the first thing I really can feel.
You have more understeer on the car.
Yeah.
Right now. That's messed up. That's actually confusing me a bit right now because it shouldn't understeer right now. It should be the other way around.
Probably need to go back to some other settings maybe and have a look on it.
Even if that's something else causing that, I still believe the car should be really aggressive on throttle and on mid-corner exits.
No, apparently it feels quite stable.
Oh, well, maybe. But on curbs it already looks a bit better. This or it's just my imagination.
Yeah, I know. Let's see whether I can take turn 4 now flat out again or not.
Sure. I really hope that 97 implements Motec technology as a part of live telemetry, so for example I would be able to see live telemetry of you going around and
there is some live telemetry plugins already.
Yep, I know, but unfortunately only one is free and the rest is quite expensive, so and the one that was free I couldn't remember the name, but I've used it before and I was really happy with it.
You was not happy with that?
I was happy, but I couldn't remember the name.
I see.
Unfortunately, it was a few years ago.
Nah. Any thoughts from watching?
That curb riding right now actually looks somewhat decent.
Bit better, of course, yeah.
So yeah, that was the right move to actually bring the fast bump lower. Of course, it would be really interesting to see if you are bottoming out while jumping on curbs, because you are really low on ride height on the front, and sometimes I remember when I was setting up the GT500 for Silverstone corner Abbey, the first one.
Yeah, yeah.
You really need to hit that curb to be flat out through there without losing any time. And I remember I was really frustrated because every time I tried to do it, I felt like almost losing control, and I discovered that it was due to me being too low on the front end, and when I raised the front end, suddenly this curve became almost non-existent for me.
I see. Well, I just heighten the front end up now a bit to see whether there's a improvement or deprovement.
Yep.
Curb riding is of course a lot better because I'm not grinding on those curbs.
And that's a really good hint for the people who don't use Motec. Just experiment, just see what's working, what's not working, and just
The only
create
downside I
some
have
your own.
with Motec is that it's not live telemetry, so you actually record your stuff and then need to do a debrief.
Jumping from the sim to
Well,
Motec, and from Motec to sim is frustrating, but I got used to it after a year.
well, my rFactor 2 keeps crashing if I do it too often, so...
Are you running borderless?
No, because that gives me FPS drops for some reason.
Oh, I'm running borderless and it's somewhat fine, but it never crashes for me.
Yeah, we use Motec a lot for doing FSR car setup, that's for sure. So it does not feel actually worse.
But does it feel better?
No, not really.
Okay.
So I think I'm missing a little bit front end grip because of that now, but it should be higher than it was before. That's for sure.
Okay. Are you missing grip on corner entry, on mid corner, or?
Feels like in general, so mid to exit. So the initial turn-in is, I think, still alright. But it's cornering on the throttle, so mid and exit. That's really slower.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm running on single monitor here.
I have an idea what could be done about this. Show off. Okay. First of all, that anti-roll bar on the front is way too high. That should be first thing to actually go down a bit. Let's not get crazy, just
Yeah.
3-4 clicks. I don't know how big jumps.
The jumps are
oh,
different
that's
every
quite big.
time. Yeah.
Okay, so go a bit higher than that. Oh, oh crap. Okay, let's go with one. That's actually not logical at all. Why is that? But okay, let's roll with it. Let's go with 163.2.
Yep.
Just for the sake of trying it out.
Mm-hmm.
And then go one click lower on slow rebound on the front. Slow rebound on the front, one lower.
All right. And we keep right height and this high, or we go lower there again. Okay.
Just keep it, because I usually try to make a car as stable as possible, and then tweak right heights for maximum aerodynamic performance when I'm quite happy with overall handling of the car. So I leave aerodynamic performance almost as a last resort of bringing more performance.
Okay.
I still remember a few years ago, I don't know, it was 2014 or 13, testing FSR car, and it was the first one when FSR used Formula ISI 2012, I believe.
Must have been 14.
Yeah, it must have been, I think. And I really remember when I was really obsessed with bringing the maximum downforce from the car without touching wings at all. And I achieved that, but by doing this I really screwed up the handling of the car. In Motec the car was a monster, it was aerodynamic monster. It was producing so much downforce that I was really... it was eye-watering, really, but it was handling so badly that there is no point of using all this downforce when the car was driving like crap.
Really? Oh, it's Patel. Look at that. Alright, need to do retesting that stuff.
Okay.
Since the car got shot at quite badly. Well, better do it now rather than in any racing.
Yep. You can tell him that one more time and we're gonna start mocking him by trying to replicate IT support.
So server's getting crowded, 12 people on here already. Yeah, coffee is a bit floaty now. Oh dear.
Yeah, it should be a bit more floaty on corner entry, on initial turning, because of the lower front anti-roll bar, but the payoff would be a better mid-corner performance on the front end.
Oh dear. Just missing braking and turning points currently. It's a really odd feeling that the soft tire takes around 2 laps to heat up. Well, usually when racing Formula Sim racing or other Formula cars, you have to be so like patient on the outlap and
Yep.
and gently to not burn the tires at all. And like here, it's the other way around.
Yep. More or less the lower Formula cars usually have completely different construction of the tires, so it's not inaccurate to see a tire needing some more time to actually heat up because of the youngsters being less experienced and throwing the car around way more. So they usually produce tires which can sustain a bit more aggressive driving.
So now it has a snap oversteer in the slow braking corners. Despite the fact that I pushed the brake bias already to the more towards the front.
But are you already trying to
Just look,
improve your
yeah,
braking?
just look what I did now into that slow shit corner. But that's exactly the behavior the car has now. It's faster though, it seems like in general. So I want to go on with another lap.
Okay, let's just try the new lap with a bit warmed up tires. But remember what I told you yesterday. Keep thinking about your braking. It will really pay off usually.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Good. From now on, what I want to see is green. Green, green, green. Everywhere green and purple.
Who else does not want to see that?
That was unexpected.
I just want to see happened there.
The one way to help you with this snap overstay on entry is I'm gonna propose 2 minor changes and
Okay.
see what happens. Just 1 click more on front spring rate and 1 click on slow bump. Front.
Stiffer.
Oh, you have 15% coast setting.
Yeah, that can be.
Let's go to 20.
Yeah.
Just to see. Of course, this is a lot of changes at once, but I think it shouldn't be a problem at this point. Try this. For the people who are watching, when you are trying to fix your car, usually try to avoid making too many changes at once, because then you won't know what was actually fixed in the car and what was quite neutral on car balance. So try to keep this in mind and change only one thing at once. it looks okay on my end.
For cold tires, definitely. Yeah, it's definitely helped. Uh,
Unlucky.
yeah, a bit. When changing directions, the weight or the car balance shifted a bit too much. But I'm not sure whether this is too cold tires, because looking at them, they're still not lit up enough.
Therefore, we shouldn't be too judgmental on the changes.
Early,
yet.
yeah.
We are already doing it in express fashion, because when I set up change, I usually make at least 5-6 laps, and optimally around 10, to see if the change actually did something for me, or it was just a placebo.
That's normally the way you should go, though.
Yeah, but usually when experienced people
The lap was
try
a
things, sometimes 2 laps are enough,
1:37.93.
but more is always better.
Uh,
I would love to see your little inputs, to see how are you braking towards this hairpin.
I can get you the Motec file later.
Okay.
If that still records. I'm not sure currently. I should have heard the beeps, but I haven't heard them yet. Let's see.
The lap was a 1:34.08.
Nah. Oh, for crying out loud, if you keep missing apexes, you can't compare anything at all.
Yes, we can, because the raw lap time isn't indication of improvement or not. For me, it was always the feeling of the car. Raw lap time is always more or less RNG, because one time you can miss few corners, and the lap time is slower therefore, but the setup might be actually much better than the previous one when we posted much better lap times. So
The lap
maybe
was
lap times are not true indication of how the
1:32.45.
car is performing right now.
I'll
So
broke
not really
myself.
focusing on
Uh,
lap times right now. Or ever.
right, so looking at fair enough.
Ooh, did you pick up a damage on a front left wheel just from touching a
No, I think it was
gravel?
just it was just a graphical glitch. I think I can't prove it now anyway. That's
On LCD it was shown that there is some damage
oh really?
on left wheel. Yeah, just from touching gravel.
Could be. I mean, I think rFactor 2. Did they update tires yet? Not sure if there's any update to become. Anyway, rejoining that server.
By the way, who made this mod?
I have no clue. It's something in the workshop though.
Oh.
So there we are. Back into the server, and probably all the setup work is gone. There you go.
No problem, we can...
I'm just fiddling around the old values I do remember.
Toe in is quite high on rear end, maybe you should go a bit lower than this.
Lower, like
Yeah.
that. By the way, Putsisk answered your question. It's slow motion that made it.
Where I can't see his
In the chat.
question.
In the chat of rFactor inside. Probably it's too small for you, so it's slow motion that made this mod.
Oh, oh, okay. Okay.
Alright. I think... yeah, let's start from here again.
Yeah, no problem. Slow bump on the rear should be higher, as we already established. Jeez, this coffee is really nice.
I think it was like that. Yes, the
More or less.
that's the slow motion GP3 mode series.
Roll with it.
I leave that and take it. Okay.
We'll go from here and see what can be done. I always like to work on the cars that I know and understand. For me, working on this car is actually trying to learn this car alongside with you. That's why we shouldn't expect any miracles right now.
I'm trying to learn it as well. I mean, it's just FSR Winter Series, but you don't want to look like a complete muppet.
Why not? It puts to sleep your opponents for new season. They may think that you are already done, you are burned, and so on, and come back.
You're too old. You're getting too old. All the youth is out of your body,
Exactly.
and you try to recover races with experience rather than skill. Stuff like that. Now let's see. What I do need to fix now, I think, is the delta best that is resetted now. I'm not counting towards my personal best. Traffic. That's so worse about this track version. Sorry,
Because the
Putsisk.
HUD is a car that doesn't let go.
I mean, considerably, yeah, you should have a problem as soon as you hit the grass or touch the grass, but in that case, if you go into the grass, you do not even come out again. As I'm getting annoyed by some people already launching their New Year's rockets into the sky.
Positives of living on the suburbs. We don't have much of those, but we will in a few hours.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm living in the suburbs as well. Anyway.
39.96.
I'm wondering, James on your chart just mentioned that the tires flex quite a lot, and
Yeah.
I'm actually interested if this slow motion guy made these tires, or did he take it from Formula 2? Is Formula 2 car encrypted or is it not? I can't remember.
Ah.
Don't get frustrated, because if you let yourself get too frustrated, you're not gonna progress in any way.
Yeah, I know. It's just I was on a good lap.
Yeah, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. It doesn't really matter at all right now.
Yeah, I know. It's weird because I cannot get the the delta thing working at all at the top.
Maybe it's for the best, because you will actually focus on hitting the apexes and not looking if it's green or red.
I'm doing the spherical, seeing the peripheries of my
I
eyes.
get you. Okay. Dinka, Did he tell you that he made the tires, or you just assumed that he made the tires?
That was a 1:32.35.
Nope, I'm totally overdriving the car now. Ah, fuck. Sorry for the words.
Maybe your viewers don't understand German, so you can swear in German.
Nah, YouTube will understand anyway. I'm just wondering still what caused that that game crash, because I had it yesterday or the day before in some GT3 running. So it's kind of weird. But anyway, that's how it is
Maybe
now.
the plugin.
Yeah.
They had plugin because that's new.
Yeah, that could be it though, but it was the same type of crash. And I think I remember some words of Marcel to swap something on the settings. Yeah, I need to recheck that, because he said to me I can set some tick box in the settings, and then it gets some log file for them to look in. Because the last thing I would need is a broken sim. So anyway, well, not really mad. Just have no livery ready yet. But good guess. Actually, it's not the case though. I'm still thinking of what is wrong. Maybe I'm carrying too much speed into the corners as well. What I want to do really is take a ride in the setup I did the day before yesterday, on which I felt fine on, just to see differences. So
By the way, are you going to stream any more themes today, or?
no.
Okay.
I'm gonna get. We can have a race in that room now for like a 10 or 15 minute race, just casual to bring this to an end. And then I'm gonna get myself ready for that stupid day today.
Some people call it New Year's Eve, and some call it a day of drinking whole bottle of champagne and crying into a pillow.
Yeah. Sometimes humans' cultures is a bit weird. So let's have a quick look. The understeer. I want to finally make it with a set we just did, because that felt not too bad. The funny thing is though, I did a 130.7 and I'm not even ready to replicate it, despite the fact there's more rubber on the road now.
Welcome to my world, because sometimes that actually what's going on with me when I'm testing for too long. Because if I'm not in race mode psychologically, then I usually get burned out after a few hours of testing, and I see myself not improving even though the track is at its best since the beginning. Usually the best solution for this is usually for me to go downstairs, make myself some coffee and go back when I'm relaxed and calmed down.
Oh, thanks for your hint there, Cliff. Oh, the cat is awake. So I expected to step on my wheel at some point. So let's give it a proper spin. That could have actually been a fast way around final corner. Let's see in the end. Ah, 78 tenths, thousandths.
If you didn't miss few apexes and almost didn't spin,
Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
5, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Then it would be at least few times faster.
Yeah. Hey SLS paddock. So the hood is called SMHQ on the dash something. It's currently one of the most rated things on the rFactor 2 workshop. So I would just point you to the workshop and look for HUD or SMHQ, and then you will find it.
Looky here, we have a guest. Martin Stefanko.
Interesting stuff. So interesting guests here on the stream, interesting guests on the server still, I think, since Martin Gosby has joined the show. And Dominik Wasienko is also running with us, who's currently running in the league of Puchisk. I will break my tongue at some point spelling out that name. No, Puchisk. Yeah, no offense though.
Means missile.
Yeah, that makes sense looking at his avatar picture in Discord. So when you still watching, what can you see still, rather than missing apexes and almost spinning out? Or what do you think could the setup still need?
I was going to say better driver, but no, just joking. From what
You're gonna bring that joke every stream, don't you?
No, it will get old and tired of this after a while, so now. What can be done?
Great stuff, SLS.
I'm gonna see one more lap and then I'm gonna tell you if there's something that can be done about this.
Okay.
Thank you, Martin. I appreciate it.
Ah. Oh, fuck. Oh, I really need to stay cool. I really need to stay cool. I was throwing away a stunner from my point of view till that point.
Could have been. Tony Jansen on Jansen, that's a good suggestion, but sometimes going much softer on rear spring is not a good idea for some reasons, like when you have a softer spring, sometimes softer springs are much longer than stiffer springs, which allow for a lot more travel, which sometimes creates quite a lot of cocking up of the rear end. Basically what it means, the rear end goes up quite a lot and it can cause diffuser to stall, which losing 60% of your rear downforce is not a good way to keep your car stable. So if you are, for example, having some problems with your diffuser stalling, sometimes the best way, other than stiffening up the front end, is actually to stiffen up the rear end.
By the way, I've never spin out like that on the on the lap before. I've never spin out on that uphill left kink.
We believe you, don't worry.
Ah! No, that was I was. You know exactly what happened, as you remember our talks of yesterday. So I tried exactly what you tried to tell me, and it worked to some extent. Ah! Right, I think I found the perfect kink around that sector 1 thing.
Yep.
At least got an idea to how to do it good.
I'm really glad.
So teacher's seeing progress, that's good.
Notice me, senpai.
Yeah.
Some of your audience might actually think right now I'm a bit unstable or maybe run away from mental hospital or something like this.
Oh, we all do, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's like what my regular friends tell me as soon as I approach them with sim racing. Get it off your head, dude. And I'm like, nope.
You can't marry a car, dude. It's spiritual.
Yeah. So let's do this. No, too much spin into the car over one of those curbs. A shame. And still a minus? What? Missing apexes.
Just roll with it. Nope, 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 nope.
Yeah. I'm really getting fed up with not getting the stuff together now. The point is, I do know exactly I could get in a 30.4 or something if just done stuff right.
I'm disappointed in you.
Yeah, I know.
Aiming at 30.4, you should be aiming towards 29.8. Son, I'm disappointed.
Oh, Robert, there's a kinky question for you on the chat.
Oh.
Ha! Shots fired. I don't believe me, he's not really slow. Ah. Well,
Don't listen to him. I'm really bad. I'm awful. I'm usually lapped by everyone else.
so ARB at some point Robert's gonna be a help, knowledge-wise. With trash talking he's not gonna be too much of a help. But he's used to that, so everything's fine, I think. No, stop joking here. It's always good to listen to someone with some knowledge, especially if you have less than the guy you're listening to. And he improved my set yesterday, so he will do with that at some point too. No worries.
With Porsche it's quite a bit easier to improve the car because I actually know this car a bit more than this GP3 car, so for me it's like really trying to estimate what the car actually likes, what it doesn't like. If I had even 10 laps with this car, it would be 10 times easier for me to help you with this. You are 2 times faster right now.
I know, but Sector 1 was brilliant.
Decent second sector, but this chicane though.
That's gonna be enough for PB. Having said that,
last corner, final straight, and crossing the line now. 4 times, almost 5. Well, I'm proud of you.
You should aim like to a 29.8. But anyway,
it's a start.
Yeah.
Towards that goal.
Since I'm quite fed up now, I have to say. Want to bring this to an end at that point. So with a 130.3, that's the save on the set. So that's a little bit of progress being done. Well, yeah, if Luke McGuire did a 129.3, he probably took out all of the fuel of the car, didn't he? No offense though, but you should compare apples with apples and not apples with oranges. Nevertheless, guys, thank you very much for watching here today. Thank you again, Robert, for being here.
No problem. It's always a pleasure for me.
Yeah, it's gonna be me being always having a pleasure with. What the heck's going on here?
What did you do?
Yeah. My little four-legged troll is starting to do stuff. So that wants to get out of the room.
Okay.
Cat always acts like a troll at some point. So yeah, guys.
That's what cats are for.
Yeah, that's why I love her. Anyway, guys, it was a real pleasure for me to give you some entertainment and to have Robert in here again, working on my setup. And well, all I can do now, guys, is thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a nice Sylvester Eve tonight. Maybe some of you guys are watching from Australia. I don't know. So happy New Year to you guys already. I think you are 8 hours ahead, so that means it's 1 AM to you, close to 1 AM in the new year already. Other than that, guys, thank you very much for watching. Have a happy New Year 2018. Hope all your resolutions for 2018 become true. As again, Robert, thank you very much for watching and thank you very much for being around.
Thank you.
So, Robert, I'm gonna close this stream in a second. Any last words?
Yeah, what I would like to say is Happy New Year. Just enjoy your time and may the best bring happiness to everything that you do in next year and afterwards. So Happy New Year.
Yeah, and I think there's nothing more to add, guys. So that was the last stream for me of this year. Thank you, Michael Clark, and thank you everyone else being here around. Thank you, Jamal. Happy New Year to you too. So everyone being here, hope you had a great time. Hope you had a great 2017, and I hope we all look forward to 2018 to become a better year for sim racing. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. Thank you for your support. If you like what you see, hit the like button, like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends. Make this show to become bigger, and yeah, have a good time all together. So see you next year then. Goodbye.
Cześć.